Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
And I am Tip.
And today, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I think there's a new South Park out, and I think maybe Major and Robbie want to discuss Superman and Lois. But I
You
guess
might
let's
not
just
have
go
a lot to talk about, but we do.
Yeah, there was a lot happening in Superman.
let's go over this St. Patrick's Day special real quick. So
Yeah.
apparently, Butters
What'd you
picked
think?
the girl because she wasn't wearing green, or so he thought. And
But she was wearing green socks.
yeah,
Green
but he
socks.
couldn't see.
I mean, she asked for it. From how she dressed, she was begging for it.
Yeah. I did like that parallel. So
I liked all the parallels. I hope just, in the next 5 years after this episode, this podcast episode comes out, we don't get canceled for our opinions on it. But I think it's incredibly clever. Like we were talking about how last week, like how South Park was like really good, and I was like waiting for like this subtext message to come in, right? Like what's the underlying issue? And there
There's
just wasn't
just an
any.
episode.
It was like a good episode. But this issue was like literally just filled with like subtext. The cultural appropriation of a white holiday
mhm.
is absolutely brilliant. Like from a South Park standard, where you're trying to create an episode to mimic and parody real life on a satiric level. Like I'm talking about like Harvard level comedy. I really liked it. I love the execution, but I love the premise.
There was sort of like some Deus Ex Machina at the end, or Deus Patrick Machina when St. Patrick's came in. And apparently he's just he's based in Harvey Weinstein himself. So
That's a thought.
yeah, I think I also like Randy randomly having St. Patrick's Day powers.
That
to
was
escape jail.
Yeah.
that
But
was
then
weird.
like when they show that, they don't
With the
say
cake.
anything. They don't say anything about like him having crazy St. Patrick's
Well,
Day
they're all high.
powers.
Don't forget.
They're all focused on the sexual predator escaping Butters.
But they're all high.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
yeah.
No one said anything about some guy with powers in there.
It's like it's like they were writing this and they were like, all right, well, fuck, now we're stuck. What do we do? Well, last time they were in prison, we had Jesus save them. Well, we can't have Jesus save them. Oh, it's not a Jesus episode; it's a St. Patrick's Day episode.
Mhm. Who apparently
I
played-
love how Catholic Butters is.
Yeah. I know.
He's like super into like the actual like mythology behind the holiday, while everyone else just like wants to smoke pot and get high. Also, I haven't done the math, but I feel like it would take maybe a couple populations of Colorado to smoke 2.5 tons of marijuana.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't know. What about on St. Patrick's Day though?
I don't know why that would matter.
Because they're gonna get there's more people getting high on St. Patrick's Day
No,
than on
Yeah.
any other day of the week.
And like, what kind of bar do you have?
party?
Right?
Party in the cools. What was it?
You have 2 tons of weed.
Whoa.
2
so
farms of weed, basically.
Snoop Dogg said in 2021 he smokes 81 blunts a day.
Oh wow.
That's
day.
a lot of blunts.
He goes through like 2 lighters a day. It sounds like.
And there's 1 to 2 grams of weed in a blunt. So let's say there's 2 grams of weed. Let's say there's 80 blunts. So it's 160 grams. Look, I'm not going to do the rest of the math for you, but that is nowhere near 2 tons of marijuana.
It's a bar full of Snoop Dogs.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
all
pretty sure
smoking on that level.
They're probably high when they
it's a
wrote
bar
this.
full of Martha Stewart's, more like it.
They were definitely high when they wrote this, so it was just like, yeah,
2
tons. That sounds like a lot.
Two,
We'll use that
2
word.
tons. Let's get all that weed.
I
going.
mean,
enjoyed
let's
the
face
I
it,
enjoyed the episode though. It was
I
fun.
did. I did enjoy the episode. You're absolutely right. But it doesn't even compare to like the first 7 minutes of Superman and Lois. I know, not the right genre, not a good segue. But I just want to state it. Like, if dollar for dollar, if you had to watch TV next week, I would watch
But if
Superman and
you're-
Lois over South Park.
But if you're interested in watching the show, probably heavy spoilers.
Yeah, I'm still on episode 2, guys.
Do you want to watch it?
Yeah, I am watching.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the
Yeah,
process.
you
of
had
watching
you
it.
had
Oh, okay.
you had a week to watch it.
I had a week to watch 15 episodes.
Yeah.
Is it unfair?
It's how long it took Robbie. I would say it's
I
unfair.
watched like 6 episodes. Just
I would
today.
say it's unfair if you were trying to keep up with me,
Wow, Ronnie.
who watched the season in 2 days. Yeah, I think that's unfair.
Well,
but
I
Rob's got a full-time
didn't
job.
realize I had a time limit. I figured
That's
I could
okay.
watch it
We
at
can
my
talk
own-
about-
my own comfort.
We won't do
We
any.
could-
We won't
we
do
could
any
do the just
spoilers.
general
We'll just do
stuff.
broad strokes.
Well, I kind
Super-
of already spoiled. I think I already know what happens. Like, isn't Morgan Edge his brother, and then his brother becomes
See,
Eradicator?
you already know everything.
Would you go
Yes.
Google the plot?
Yeah, and what parasites? And
Why would
do now?
Why would you go spoil everything for yourself?
Well,
like
I
that?
will tell you this: the plot does not drive this TV show. This isn't like Injustice 2, where it doesn't matter what's happening on screen; the story's so compelling. This is a story told with actors like performing at like not the highest level, but the highest level of CW superhero shows. That's
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think they did
Like
have some good actors.
you
in there.
could know the entire storyline and still really enjoy yourself watching this. Like,
yeah, I
what
didn't watch it. I just,
what do you think about that first episode? Right? Like, what
yeah.
like,
I
a
mean, when you
phenomenal
fought Master Chief,
interpretation of Superman.
interpretation. I mean, it's something new we haven't seen before. Him being a father of teenage twins, even though
Yes.
the actor's like in his early 30s.
Like I was saying last time, like I think we were texting about this, and I was like, if
Oh,
you're looking
but
for like
was there
Superman
only-
with, like new,
Was there
were
only
you
the
saying, Rob?
twins though?
dun dun dun.
Oh, great! So he has more kids. He just he's like
You
Boris
gotta
Johnson.
find out
He's like
You
Boris
gotta
Johnson. He
find
has a lot
out.
of illegitimate
Because
children.
there's other links to that too. And
No spoilers or miscarriages here. I mean, whoops.
So,
Yeah, but I would say just like if I don't know, Rob, did you? So this is clearly the best Superman interpretation of our lifetime. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah, because it kept my interest like the whole
For
time.
sure. Now I think,
And they had
I
like
liked-
good animation and stuff.
oh, how good was the CGI for this CW
Yeah.
show? Surprisingly good. Like it's almost like someone read the script at like the WB and was like, "Holy shit, we actually have something here! Like we've
There
got
were-
it. We've
There
got
were
something."
there were a couple scenes where it's a close up of him flying around,
Yeah,
and it
it's
looks like
wonky.
he's just kind of like hanging there with his arms down
yeah.
with a fan in front of him.
There's
but-
a couple
but
of things
this-
that are a little wacky.
But besides those, there
But
was
the rest
really
of it-
good CGI.
Oh my
scenes, though.
goodness, yeah, like blowing up that mountain.
Because
So-
like do the Superman pose, put an arm in front, not just hang your arms down because you're hanging on
Oh.
something.
I thought the flight looked really good, like consistently really good.
Oh, they used his speed just like getting in and out of somewhere a lot. Just
I
the
loved it. Nothing irks me more than the Flash walking. Like if I was the Flash, I would
Well,
never walk anywhere.
remember when I dropped off the show was I think like at the start of season 3, but like basically like I learned pretty early that most of his enemies are not really a match for him or like even a threat to him, because I think like there's one episode where he just picks up Captain Cold and like transports him like outside the city in like
Man,
half a second.
I
And
popped in a random episode, and I think is one of the recent ones, season 7 or something.
Ooh,
Yeah, I could tell I just kind of see where it was, and just like, oh man, they were.
Not even
I didn't know
close.
what the hell was going on,
Look,
and like
yeah.
you could tell their budget is not what it was
No,
when they started.
so the CW, I don't know if you know this. I hope you don't, listener. I hope that's why you're listening for these amazing fun facts, fun in air quotes. But the CW basically makes all of its money from Canadian tax revenue and tax write-offs from like filming in Toronto. So like the CW, like no one could watch these CW shows, but because their budget's so low and the tax write-offs are so high, they're still a profitable TV series. Like if no one watched The Flash, they could still make money off of it because of
so that's why it's still going.
that's why
so that's why it's still going, and that's why the budget's so low.
Yeah,
Like-
I didn't even know they were on season 7 until I just saw it one day looking through
No,
stuff.
if you're getting up to season 5, 6, or 7, you have to start at the beginning because you have to fall in love with these characters to be able to get through the grit.
I
that
got-
is
I
5,
got
6,
to-
and 7.
I went through like the first 3 seasons and I was into
I
it.
love them. No, I think
But
they're
it's,
great.
it's just not the same in the recent
No, it's
ones.
not. That's what I'm saying. Like you have to like really stick through it. If you like just try to pick it up, like from
Just
what I've
like
heard,
the-
you can just pick up Supernatural wherever and fall in love with the show. But
The
not
obvious
with the
low
Flash.
budget sets they had kind of lost me too.
Yeah, it's like if I wanted to watch this, I'd watch Netflix with Jupiter Legacy or Jupiter Ascending. Both of those are trash, and they both start with Jupiter. So I've literally meshed them into one IP.
It's like, yeah, never put Jupiter in your the title of your show ever.
or
Never.
why am I blanking
More like
on
Poopiter,
the name of the show?
raised by
it-
wolves.
Oh well, that was pretty good too. But man, it was kind. You were saying it was kind of like Watch Dogs in a way. Oh, what's the name of it? Guys
Watchmen.
kinda
What-
like-
oh, yeah,
Guys,
Well,
kind of
wait,
like
oh.
Batman in a way, but it's
Guardians of Justice on Netflix. What we were talking about
Yeah.
last week. The Guardians of Justice.
yeah, like that's got some like low budget stuff, but they make it work with like comic book
But
animation and
it's
stuff.
like artistic low budget. It's like I have a purposefully low budget. like
But the way they do it, you're just like, I'll allow it.
yeah, exactly. I'll allow it. You're exactly right. Like yes, this Batman character clearly his uniform is clearly made out of styrofoam, but I'll allow it. But he just punched some guy in the face and said, "Pow!" I'll allow it.
So one thing I wanted to bring up, the all the Netflix shows are on Disney Plus now, and the parents are all really upset because these are like mature rated shows, and they're on the same streaming platform as Cinderella and Lady and the Tramp.
Are we about to get Disney Plus? Or I think they call it Disney Star.
Gotta have
Disney-
parental
Disney After
controls.
Dark.
Disney
Or
After
Disney
Dark.
X.
Disney X.
Oh, what if they
Like-
called it instead of Disney? They call it These Nuts.
Disney
It's
X.
like a picture of Walt Disney. with a
These
ski
Nuts
mask
is
on.
the adult version of Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Disnuts.
Raised by
Mm.
Wolves. Did you watch any of that yet?
So I have not. I'm gonna binge it. I was planning on binging it this weekend, but then I just ran through Injustice 2 and the Dark Knight Metal series. So
If you
I
like-
haven't
If
gotten
you
to
like
it yet.
some
Oh,
of
how's
the
Dark Knight
crazy
Metal series?
sci-fi, it's pretty good.
So I liked Dark Knight Metal. There are some really good features, but but overall, it's not as good as I wanted it to be. Like it's such an epic storyline, but I would say like Injustice 2 is a better story.
Well,
Does that
I
make
think
sense? Like such a good concept, and it was just such poorly executed.
Well, I think I mean, people. I don't know if you've read Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman, but that was like what they got famous for, and then they pretty much DC like told them do whatever you want with the DC universe. It's
Yeah,
Batman.
like- I loved Zack Snyder. I love Zack Snyder's Batman, but I loved Scott Snyder's Batman. Like he did the New 52 run, right?
Yeah, he did like Court of Owls.
Yeah,
Hero
that was
Used,
good.
Death of the Family.
That was good. Like, yeah, I like Snyder as a writer. I just was not super impressed with Dark Knight Metal. Like, it was
Yeah, that's what.
it was such a great concept, and I'm really excited to see like what happens with this source wall. But I thought the execution was a little subpar.
We got to read his Justice League run because I think he did that right after Dark Knight Metal. He really should just like taken over like a different DC character, so like just give him the keys to the whole DC universe. Because I think some of his ideas just weren't that popular. But I don't know. I'm reading.
Can we kind of real fast? Can I just plug Injustice 2 real fast?
Yeah, I played the game. You don't need to
There
plug
is
it. I already bought it.
yeah. Oh, but the comic though, bro. In the game, I haven't played Injustice 2. Can you play as Red Lantern Starro or Green Lantern Lobo? Because I was so happy when that happened. Like, just flipping out, like, oh, a Red Lantern Starro, like that's so cool.
Yeah, well, Atrocitus shows up in the game. I know. I think you can play him like probably in multiplayer mode, but he's just like a minor boss in the main story mode. But he has like that cat Dex Star floating next to him. Who's just like an angry cat on Earth who just got a red lantern ring.
Yeah, Dexter. Yeah, he was. Yeah, right. Yeah, like his owners get killed, and like the red link. That was like one of the strangest parts of the comic book. Like the red ring comes up to him and it's like, Dexter, you are a creature that shows great rage. You are a Red Lantern. It's amazing. It's comic books. It's so good.
Jeff Johns is a genius.
I thoroughly enjoyed Injustice too. And if you haven't checked out the comic, I would highly recommend it.
Okay.
Or
yeah,
maybe
that's
the video
basically
game?
all I have. I just wanted to go over, South Park, and I know Moon Knight's going to premiere in.
I was gonna say there's a new Moonlight trailer.
Oh.
It's gonna be 6 episodes. I didn't really see anything new in the trailer, like noteworthy, but like just the CGI. His costume looks so good, right?
Yeah,
His
I'm
costume looks so good.
So I might just like postpone the podcast next weekend and just like wait till Moon Knight episode 1 comes out next week, and then
Rob, you hear this guy? He thinks he's gonna postpone the episode. Motherfucker, you're gonna watch Superman and Lois. I swear to goodness, I will call you. I will hack
It's
your
called
Facebook.
Lois
I will
Clark?
shut down your
Okay.
Twitter account, bro. You are gonna watch episodes
Wow.
2 through 10.
Oh yeah, because they do have some big stuff revealed at 10, and then
Don't
like
worry,
the other
don't worry.
5 is like.
Force, if you don't want to, I'll just like
No,
when we
want to.
play D&D this week, I'll just go through the IMDb pages and start reading plot summaries to you. So if you don't want to read them.
D&D, because I thought we were doing Tuesday for sure, and then like it was like nothing materialized.
That's a
Yeah.
great question. Facebook
Oh,
just
well.
told me you uploaded a Facebook
I-
photo.
I think the underlying issue here is that Forrest, deep down, hates Superman.
Bingo, nailed it.
I mean, I don't.
Well, who
I
really
don't,
hates
I don't blame him. Superman 3, Superman 4, Brandon Clark. I mean, Superman
hates
1 by
him
Zack
most.
Snyder.
They won't give
It's
him
not
his own
great
movie.
content.
Oh.
But I don't think anyone growing up in the 90s could truly hate Superman if they watched Superman the animated series.
And Superman had 4 ongoings in the 90s in comics, so like he was very popular.
He also
That decade.
died.
He
also
died.
died. Not very long, but he died.
Well, technically he got knocked out and was in a coma and then woke up. But I think the coma Superman wouldn't have sold as well as the dead Superman. So
yeah, the coma of Superman.
the coma Superman. The long sleep of Superman.
What is he thinking?
The long Halloween and the long sleep, the long slumber. Oh, Superman's just hibernating underground
Well, apparently
while
he's-
he recharges his yellow sun-soaking cells underground. Anyway.
Well, they totally in season 2 of Superman and Lois, they totally teased Doomsday because they had the Doomsday like not the armor. But
Yo, bro. Just because you spoiled this shit for yourself doesn't mean you need to spoil it for us.
Oh, you
Rob and I
haven't
haven't. No, Rob and I haven't gone to season 2
Oh.
yet. We're over here jerking off on season 1. You think we've talked about season 2 yet?
There's
it's still
a
coming out,
season
though.
2 out. It's not
Ooh.
out yet, is it?
It's not on
It is out.
HBO, but it is out on the
There's like 5
CW, but it's not on
episodes
HBO Max. yet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, Forrest is
I-
already Googling everything
That's what I'm
he
saying. Like,
can
Forrest over
before
here,
you even watch
Forrest
it.
over here.
Why don't you
You-
watch
well,
the show and enjoy it before
To be
Googling
fair,
everything about it?
he did try to spoil Why the Last Man on like the first episode we talked about it.
Oh, well, I saved you. I did you a favor, man. You did not want to watch the
Yeah,
show.
you did. Yeah, you did. God,
Nobody
Hey, guys,
will have to enjoy that show ever.
yeah. If you're
I'm
thinking
gonna
about watching
go ahead
Why the
and
Last Man, I'm gonna ask
spoil
you
it.
why you're not watching Superman and Lois.
Well, there's
Yeah,
another
we did,
show.
We did
based
just
on a
kind of
comic.
drop off Why the Last Man.
Yeah. Have y'all seen DMZ yet? It's on HBO Max too. It's based off a comic as well.
What is it on HBO Max?
It's called DMZ. It's like basically it's based on a comic that came out like the early 2000s, and
Is
basically
that based on the demilitarization zone?
Yep, and it's basically a second Civil War happened in the comic, and like Manhattan's just a DMZ, and like there's like this reporter has to go in and find someone or something. I've read the
Sounds-
comic, but
Super
Whoa.
depressing.
yeah, but it's like
Sounds
it's,
awesome.
it's being written off. It's being like presented as post-apocalyptic, but it's not really post-apocalyptic. It's just like post-second Civil War. So
So
Is this
basically,
is this the spinoff of the
post-apocalyptic.
D&D show when they were trying to get the Civil War to be won by the South with Dana and Dave?
oh wow, I don't know.
Succession.
Well, in the comic, I think it's like the free. It's like the Confederacy. It's not the Confederacy. It's the Free States of America. So the FSA, USA, and they all originated in Montana in the comic for some reason.
Interesting.
And they
Okay.
apparently were protesting the war in Iraq or something. So
This sounds recent, or
It's basically like-
within the last 40 years. Boom, that's a burn in
So like
America.
the FSA is like very anti-Bush foreign policy, more so than pro-slavery. So, but I don't know.
DMZ, Delta Mango Zeta. All right. Well, maybe
about
I'll
it
check
next
it out. I'll probably just look up the bio on Google and then spoil it for you next week.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Well, apparently it radically departs from the comic. I need to read the comic first. I mean, it's like one of those comics
Yes.
it's always been on my
Yes, you
wish
do
list,
need to read the
but
comic
never got
first.
around to it. Because I think it's like one of the Vertigo books, and like Vertigo is just like when I started getting back into comics, like after high school, I was very anti-superhero and like very pro-Vertigo. So like just like Preacher, Why the Last Man, Trans-Metropolitan, I think like Swamp Thing, Hellblazer. Well, those are technically the DC universe, but yeah, I was very like a pro-Vertigo sort of kid, and I think I was gonna get around to reading DMZ, but it just never happened. So it's like, you know, when you're working as a lifeguard, you can't really afford the trades that are like $15 each, and there's like 10 trades in each series. So,
Yeah,
but that's
it's quite a bit.
but now everything's digital, so I can read on the DC Universe app. So Major, you want to plug our social media?
I do, but I'm looking up DMZ spoilers on Screen Rant right now. Because I'm such an asshole. You guys could email us at Zealotpodcast Zeitgeistzealots at gmail.com, or you could tweet at us at Zealotpodcast on Twitter. There you can also find the link to our Discord, and you can join the conversation. Let us know what you thought about the latest South Park episode or Superman and Lois.
Or DMZ?
No spoilers for season 2. That's how you get insta-banned. Insta-quickly.
Okay. Well, that's our show. Sorry we didn't have a whole lot to talk about. I think once Moon Knight premieres and we have like Matt back on and everyone's watched everything, I think we'll have more energy in the episode. But, you know, I think we're just sort of like in a lull between release dates. Because now, like, Book Boba Fett and Peacemaker, we were firing all cylinders. Now we're sort of like,
Ooh, that content was a churning.
yeah. Oh, and then Batman came out. The Batman came out like literally the week after Peacemaker.
Batman.
But I think once Moon Knight gets started, we'll have like 6 weeks of that to talk about, and then I think hopefully
And then we'll go right into.
Obi-Wan premieres right after Moon Knight, right?
That's what I was thinking, right? Something along those lines. So
And I
yeah, to
think
keep
or
that
Doctor
subscription
Strange
base
comes
up.
out. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming out that we can talk about. I think we're just like sort of like a lull these past few weeks. So
I mean, I love the lull. I think it gives us time to go back and appreciate the things we've missed, like this amazing run of Superman.
I'm also rewatching The Wire, so that's like
Go fuck yourself.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Have you seen Superman and Lois?
I've seen more of Superman and Lois than you've seen The Wire.
I know that's true. That sounds like a very true statement and a fact, and I appreciate your honesty. Yes, you're right.
Well,
Right.
I like, first of all, like I was never gonna like stop watching Superman and Lois. I just have not finished the first season. But
Just not
I would challenge you to watch The Wire if you want like another quality TV show in your
Perfect. You know, I'm
your
looking
quiver.
for it. While I'm waiting for season 2 to come out, where can I find The Wire?
It's
on
on HBO Max. All these shows.
Oh,
DMZ,
perfect.
DMZ,
Right
The
there.
Wire, Superman and Lois, South Park, all on HBO Max. And Tip, you have HBO Max too because I gave you my password. So
I mean, he has a similar password with a similar username. HBO.
yeah, they're not like Netflix. They're not gonna like charge you for separate accounts. But yeah, just give all these shows a
Yeah, I
watch,
saw
and
that.
we'll talk about it next week. So I guess maybe like DMZ, and I'll watch more Superman and Lois when we talk about that. And I guess South Park. So
Sounds
Cool.
great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Forrest.
I'm Major, and Z is the true daughter of DMZ. Fuck you.
And I'm Robbie.
And Tip is with us in spirit.
Yeah, he's somewhere back there.
His Force
I have
Ghost is like in the
no
corner
idea.
nodding in silent approval. So
No idea who Z is, but that's supposed to be a spoiler.
okay. All right. Bye everyone.
Bye.